The Detroit Lions are about to star in something historic this Thanksgiving, facing the Chicago Bears in a scenario full of twists and turns. And what Goff said to Campbell was something no one expected. Leave a like and come with me to find out everything. The Detroit Lions are gearing up for a Thanksgiving showdown against the Chicago Bears at Ford Field, and boy, do they need to rewrite some holiday history. The Lions haven't celebrated a Turkey Day win since 2016, but this year feels different. Detroit's rolling into this NFC North clash at a blazing 10-1, riding a 9-game heater, something they haven't done since 1934. Meanwhile, the Bears are limping in at 4-7, stuck in last place and dragging a 5-game losing streak behind them. Chicago's offense has been downright anemic lately. Over their recent skid, they've cracked 19 points just once, a 30-27 overtime heartbreaker to the Vikings last week. The numbers don't lie. The Bears are putting up a paltry 14.6 points per game during this stretch. Things hit rock bottom after Week 10's 3-point disaster against New England, prompting the Bears to cut ties with offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. Rookie quarterback Caleb Williams, the highly touted #1 pick in the 2024 draft, hasn't exactly been lighting it up either. From weeks 8 to 11, Williams didn't toss a single touchdown, completed just 56.3% of his passes, and got sacked a brutal 21 times. His season QBR of 48.9 ranks 8th worst among 33 qualified passers. Tough sledding for the young signal caller, and it doesn't get any easier Thursday against a Detroit defense that's been a stone wall. They've allowed just 16.6 points per game, the second stingiest in the league. There is a glimmer of hope for the Bears, though. Lions starting cornerback Carlton Davis might miss the game after exiting last Sunday's win over the Colts with knee and thumb injuries. If Davis sits, Detroit will lean on backups Kindle Vildor and Khalil Dorsey. But Vildor struggled last week, posting a team-low Pro Football Focus grade of 28.0 after being picked on by Anthony Richardson and the Colts. On the offensive side, the Lions will be missing some key pieces too. Khalif Raymond is definitely out with a foot injury, and left tackle Taylor Decker is questionable with a knee issue. Even so, this Detroit squad feels locked in under Dan Campbell's leadership. The Bears are fighting an uphill battle, and the odds of an upset look slim. My call? The Lions are sitting pretty with an 84% shot to keep that win streak alive and finally feast on Thanksgiving again. So, what do you think about this possible change of fortune for the Lions? Leave a comment with your opinion. But don't leave it there, because the next story will show you how one player has inspired the Detroit fans in a unique way. Thanksgiving is about to feel a whole lot different for the Detroit Lions. This team, cruising in at 10-1 and leading the NFC North, is eyeing its first Thanksgiving Day win since 2016. The Lions are riding high on a 9-game winning streak, a feat they haven't pulled off since way back in 1934. Their opponents, the Chicago Bears, are stuck in reverse. At 4-7, last in the division, and on a 5-game skid, Chicago's hoping for a miracle at Ford Field. The Bears' offense has been a disaster during this losing streak, barely scraping together 14.6 points per game. They've topped 19 points just once in last week's overtime loss to the Vikings. Things got so bad that after a humiliating 3-point outing against New England in Week 10, the Bears axed offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. Rookie quarterback Caleb Williams hasn't fared much better either. The #1 overall pick in the 2024 draft has had a rough stretch. 0 touchdowns from weeks 8-11, a completion rate of just 56.3%, and 21 sacks taken. His season QBR, a lackluster 48.9, ranking near the bottom of the league. And now Williams has to face Detroit's defense, which has been a fortress. Allowing only 16.6 points per game, the Lions are the NFL's second stingiest unit. The one sliver of hope for Chicago? Detroit could be without cornerback Carlton Davis, who's nursing knee and thumb injuries. If Davis can't go, backups Kindle Vildor and Khalil Dorsey will step in. Vildor had a rough time last week against Indianapolis, so the Bears might look to exploit that. Even with Detroit missing key players like wide receiver Khalif Raymond and potentially left tackle Taylor Decker, it's hard to see Chicago pulling off an upset. Under Dan Campbell's fiery leadership, the Lions look poised to end their Thanksgiving drought. Let's just say the odds favor Detroit feasting on some bear this holiday. And speaking of Campbell, his unwavering belief in quarterback Jared Goff has been one of the Lions' greatest success stories. Goff himself has acknowledged how Campbell stuck by him during tough times, like the 0-10-1 start in 2021 or last year's brutal 1-6 opening. Goff said, "He never turned his back on me. He believed in what we were building, even when people were calling for his head, Brad Holmes' head, and my head. And here we are." That faith paid off. Goff has not only turned his career around, but also won over Detroit's passionate fan base. Fans chant his name at games, in bars, and even at other sporting events. It's become a citywide anthem of resilience. One fan, Holly Campbell, summed it up perfectly. 50 years from now, Jared Goff chants will still be happening. It's not just about football, it's about the underdog overcoming adversity and winning. Detroit's on the rise, and Goff's story is a reminder that sometimes the biggest wins come from staying the course. It's incredible how the Lions are putting on a show of overcoming this season, led by an inspiring coach and a quarterback who has become the face of the franchise. The question now is, will this positive streak last? Leave your comment and don't forget to subscribe to keep up with all the news about your favorite team.